Hello my love bugs. Hello my angels, my sweethearts. I missed you guys so much. You don't even know. You don't even know. You don't even know what I have to share with the community today. Welcome back. I hope everyone's doing so good, so wonderful, because Lord knows I am. It's me. I'm doing good. I'm literally the happiest I've ever been. And I want to tell you why. I want to tell you why. Yes. Yes, life is very good. Life is in fact very good. And everyone, I'm sure, is wondering why. Also wondering where I've been, because I know I've been really consistent with my posting and my content, my YouTube and whatnot. I've been really consistent with that. I've been doing a really good job, and I plan to stay that way. But I also am a human being who really does not actually like being on her phone or any sort of screen at all. I really just do it. I do it for the people. I do it for the people. I am a philosopher, and philosophers are required to share their information with the world. So, as a light bringer, as a co-creator of my personal reality and universe, I fear I must take hiatuses from hiatus-I? Hiatai? I don't know, what's singular? Hiatus. Anywho. I fear I may take breaks from social media. It just also helps me with my downloads. It helps me to live my life and remember that my whole life isn't my phone and isn't, you know, scrolling on the internet. Creating more than I consume has been a huge thing for me, and has made my life go like steady in the upwards direction, and I like the way that feels. So that's what I did. I focused all my love deep inside myself, and I don't know how I did it, because I was not really a self-love queen, and at first I really didn't know what that meant, and I just kind of saw it consistently spewed around on social media, or talked about even a little bit, but never in like deep detail. And I feel like a lot of the superficial like understanding of self-love is like, oh, you know, wash your face in the morning, like make sure you you know, look good, feel good, like, you know, make sure you dress appropriately, or like, I don't know, just like a little like light, kind of like lightweight stuff, like, or even like a little bit deeper, like taking yourself out on dates, or spending time with you know, spending time with your loved ones that, you know, make you feel good, or going out at night, you know, just basic stuff. But what I'm trying to say is that the self-love that's actually changed my reality and changed my life has been like deep inner work, like deep inner work, trying to figure out what makes me tick. Because I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what makes other people work the way they do, so that I could match that vibe. Like, I could match that, because how I felt in the past was, oh, Lord knows no one's gonna like me as I am, so like, let me figure out how other people work, because I know what the experience looks like if I am myself. I know what that looks like, and it never really ends well. And so I started mirroring other people, and I got pretty good at this at a pretty young age. A lot of the time, I don't even catch myself doing it, but like, if some of you know me, like, you know, like, I'll be doing my accent switches, or like, it depends on who I'm around to gauge how I sound, and this has not ever been something that I've ever done intentionally, and that's what gets miscommunicated a lot, or like not understood, is like, it's not intentional. It's literally like what's it called? It's like it's a knee-jerk reaction. Like, I got so used to this energy of not being accepted that I just decided to, you know, copy paste. And that's where I lost myself. When you lose yourself like that, and you stop doing things that fulfill you, and you only live, you only breathe and communicate for others, it's really detrimental to your mental health at a certain point. It becomes detrimental to more than just your mental health. It becomes detrimental to your life in general. Like, all of a sudden, all of a sudden things also aren't going well at work, or all of a sudden you lose contact with like a relationship was going well and it's not going well anymore, or you stop feeling good when you go out with certain people. You stop feeling good going out. You just stop really kind of wanting to, hold on one second. Girlfriend. My cat was making noise and I couldn't do it, but you just start wanting to not be. You just start wanting to not be. You start wanting to just like not leave the house, or try to interact with other people, because it's a lot of work to be mirroring people and trying to dodge projections, or dodge how people perceive you, or dodge how you perceive yourself, and how you're like insecure in that moment because you're thinking so much about what everyone else is thinking about you. And it just becomes really exhausting, and then you just kind of stop going out, and that was a large loop in my life. Consistent, like, okay, like, it's actually just only ever gonna be like this. I'm probably not gonna find anyone who's like me, or who thinks like me, or who understands me completely, and I don't feel like I have to perform around. Like, I was like, it's not gonna happen. And that kept me in a pretty dark space for a while, and there's absolutely no shame and no judgment if you still are in that space. I understand that headspace very well. But what pulled me back out of it was just this understanding that I could change my life any day. Like, any day I want to change my life, I can change my life. Like, I don't have to stay like this. I don't have to feel like this. You choose your thoughts. And your thoughts choose your actions, and your actions choose your intentions and your beliefs, and and it's this whole structure of you. It's this whole structure of personality, and that requires a lot of inner work, a lot of shadow work, a lot of journaling, a lot of reflection, a lot of understanding of your past habits, your past patterns, your past wants, your past, needs, quote unquote. Like, it just starts, you turn around and look at your life and you analyze every possible way that you could have actually contributed to that, or let someone get away with certain things, or, not speak up about certain things. Like, you get to really just deep dive into you and get to know you so intimately and so well. And mind you, I think that there's I think I was talking about timing in my last video. I never remember what I talked about before, you guys. It just flows as I do this. It's just coming from one realm out to you guys. So I never really remember. I have to go back and watch to figure out what I talked about. But it's that deep inner knowing, coming to terms with who you are as an individual is insane. And that's what I was saying. The timing, we have this misconception that it's gonna take us years and months or weeks, or you're never even gonna get there to begin with. It's gonna take so long, and it's gonna be so hard, and it is hard, mind you. It is hard. You're gonna do some serious grunt work, because you're getting deep and intimate with yourself, and you're looking yourself in the mirror. Instead of pointing at the fingers at everybody else, you gotta point the finger at yourself and check yourself. That's hard work. And I've been doing that work, honestly. I could comfortably say that I started doing that work when I moved across the country. When I moved across the country and I stopped living with my parents, and I uprooted my life completely and was like, you know what, I need to start fresh. I want to be new. I'm going to university. It's time. It's time for things to be different. I know my life can change. And this is it. This is it, because it's just going to be me, and I have to figure this out. That's when I started that journey of understanding me. Living alone really does something, you guys. But we have this misconception that it's going to take you so long. But if you really dedicate yourself to it daily, and take a step back from what is happening in your life, to the best of your ability, obviously use your discernment while I'm saying this, you're able to look at things from such a different perspective. And it is groundbreaking work, life-changing work even. And once you start doing that shadow work and getting deep into what you've experienced and how that's affected you and how that's changed you, or what might have changed based on what someone said X amount of years ago, or how could have this conversation turned out had I only said this, had I only waited longer, like you know what I'm saying? Like, and you're just stuck in that time loop. This takes you out of that time loop. This work that you do, instead of being like, had I only, you're like, I didn't. And that's okay. And how do I learn from that so it doesn't happen again? Or I didn't, and that's okay, and it didn't work out for a reason. It wasn't supposed to work out. It was never meant for me in this timeline. And it's very possible it was in another one, but it isn't this one. So since it's not what you thought it was going to be, what you fantasized about, how do you give this life that you're currently living a new opportunity? Like, how do you change the way that you view your life, and instead of living with the oh, I wish I had, or like, I should have done, shoulda, woulda, coulda, instead of having that, you could be like, okay, well, like, what can I do? Like, what can I do? What am I capable of? What could this life bring me? Since I'm not going to have this person anymore, since I'm not going to have this job anymore, since I'm not going to have this connection, energy in my life anymore, what can I do with that? What can I do with that? And then, after you've done some inner work, you realize what you can do with it. You realize what you like, what you're interested in, what calls to you, what really makes you feel good. And that inner work is the foundation. Because once you've come to terms with who you are as an individual, and once you've come to terms with what works for you and what hasn't worked for you in the past, it doesn't really take that long. It doesn't really take that long to get to that point, because if you're honest with yourself, you're gonna get the answer like almost immediately of what you do and don't like. Like, you knew you didn't like that conversation. You know you felt uncomfortable in that room. You know you really didn't like coming to work. Like, you know that. So it doesn't actually take that long. You just have to focus and be honest with yourself on what's really working for you. Like, crack down, like, get into it. What's not working here? And how do I fix that? Because that's what's holding me back. Listening to other people's opinions, y'all, will keep you broken sad. Broken sad. Okay? So, don't do that, Do the work on yourself, set the foundation for yourself, and get to the point after doing this work where you understand yourself so well that it's not even possible that you pull things into your life that aren't meant for you. It's not even possible that you go to work and are like, I hate this job. Well, what are you doing to add to that? Because you've done the inner work and you figured it out. Now you realize, oh, I may be adding to that because I constantly blame da-da-da-da-da for da-da-da-da, like, and then it just all kind of flows. And you maybe ask, Mackenzie, how do I do this inner work? What are you talking about? Are we talking about praying? Are we talking about journaling? Are we talking about meditating? What is it? What do I do? The answer is all of the above, to be so astronomically for real with y'all. The answer is all of the above, because those things are kind of staple in a calm mind. And being in the mindset that meditation or prayer or yoga or breath work or relaxation gives you, being in that mindset, it's like a tube for clarity. Like, that's the only way you get clear answers. And it's not to say the answers are going to be comfortable. What you may receive as a download may definitely not feel like great in the moment, because it may be like a harsh reality. It might slip in and you'd be like, oh, damn, like, I was really adding to that, wasn't I? Or like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't actually have, like, spoken like that to that person, or, like, and when you sit with it, and then you take the judgment out of it, then you come to clear conclusions. You come to proper clarity, and you come to this realization that you can actually change that behavior so things like that don't keep happening, and then you step out of the loop. You know? So that inner work gave me self-love. And the self-love that I've now cultivated, which is within my consistent practice of yoga in the morning, or, you know, making sure that my whole house is clean, you know, things are put away before I go to bed at night, taking long showers, making sure I give myself enough time to take like a slow cleansing shower, lighting candles, romanticizing everything for sure, trying to find joy in such teeny tiny things that you probably wouldn't even think of, you know, like the fact that your candle lasted burning for like 6 hours instead of 3, like, I don't know, like it didn't get blown out, or that, you know, you woke up and you had enough eggs in the fridge for a proper breakfast, or that you went to sleep last night and actually you didn't wake up feeling, you know, as bad as yesterday. Like, you gotta take such small wins in such enormous stride to the point where it's literally not even possible for you to not look at everything with such love and gratitude and grace. And then that outward projection projects back inward, because what the universe does and what God does, Susa, girly pop, you gonna knock over my camera. What the universe does and what God does is it projects that love back into you. And then it's just like this, like, because you're getting poured into just by being grateful for very small things. Very, yes. And being so deliberate. Yes. Thank you, Spirit. And being so deliberate. So incredibly deliberate. With loving kindness consistently. It is impossible for you to not receive it in your life in a way, in ways that you couldn't even imagine would bring you so much joy. And then eventually, the best part is, eventually, if you do such good work, you do such wonderful, wonderful work, God gives you a person. God gives you a person who understands everything that you've ever been through. All of a sudden, that groundbreaking work that you've done inwards and projected love outwards and spent so much time giving and loving and remaining positive, remaining optimistic, and keeping the childlike energy alive and dancing through life. Like the longer you do that, the more you do that, everything is so wonderful, everything is so blissful that you start being so authentic. You start being so you. Because you find the things that you like and that make you happy. And the happier you are, the more you call things into your life that make you even happier. It just gets better. It just gets better. And you're like, what? How is this even happening? Like, how did this even happen? You know? And stuff like this, on a real note though, a lot of the stuff like this, especially for the spiritually enlightened and gifted, we all go through some sort of breakage, some sort of separation, some sort of loss, some sort of grief, some sort of tough time, some sort of trauma, whatever. And that hard, nitty-gritty, like deep, ugly, disgusting, horrifying moment becomes a vessel for transformation. Because you get to really look at what didn't work. And you get to really alter yourself as a human being to figure out how you can be better from that situation. And that transformational, like, that, it can only go up. It can only go up. It literally, yeah. And if, yeah. It's so fluid, it's like, I can't even describe it. But it takes me away, and I am eternally grateful for what I have been given. the privileges I have received in my life. And the privileges I haven't received. Because I've learned from what I haven't received. I've learned from what's been rejected. I've learned from what's been taken. And that's why things are different. And I have the blessing to say that I did such a good job that the universe rewarded me with one connection. One connection to this energetic stream of authenticity and love and gratitude and serenity that I pulled in a person with the same energy. And that is like a deep breath. Wow. Wow. You don't even understand. I'm floating. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something too. Because some of you may be watching this and know me. And know my situation. And know my timeline. That's important. And be like, oh, but that's just too, that sort of stuff doesn't happen so soon. Not so soon after an ending or a transformation. Not so soon after. And those are your own personal doubts for your life. For your life. But one thing about me is I am the alchemist. I have always taken a bad situation and transformed that into love, and I've done it quickly. I don't stay mad long. I don't stay mad long. And people may be blocked in my life, but I send them love regardless. Because if I loved you once, I loved you always. If I loved you once, I loved you always. And I still do, and I still do so deeply. But those connections cannot continue and will not continue in this lifetime for a reason. And you guys too, you may have people like that. You send them love every day, but you know it just can't be. It just can't be. And I've alchemized these situations so beautifully, and I've done the transmuting of energy so rapidly that my life has changed in a matter of weeks. In a matter of days. In a matter of days. And it's because I went in first. I went in first. And I'm not done. Listen, just know I'm not at capacity, okay? I don't even want to speak on my number. Like, I'm not even, listen, this isn't even my best version, is my point. I try to operate from my highest self, what she would do, what she would say, how she would be. But I know that this isn't even, man, I'm only 22. This isn't even full form. Gosh, I'm so in love. I'm so in love with everything. With love, with life, with, I'm so in love. And this energy just, like, imagine what I'm going to create now because of this. And like I was saying, even if you think this is, Kenzie, it's too quick, you can't transmute these things, not even just for relationships or connections. I'm talking about the energy. Like, I don't know, I've realized that people are looking at me like, why aren't you still torn up, and even if it's not torn up, like, why aren't you the person that I remember? Like, why do you have boundaries now? Why do you take care of yourself more than you take care of me? Why aren't you putting up with my BS anymore? And I'm getting looks like that. And that's how you know, when you get stuff like that, that's how you know it's working, okay? The inner work is working. Because people are noticing that you're changing, that you're different, that you're growing, that you're moving on, you're moving forward, and you're moving fast. And that scares the absolute living heap of jeebies out of everybody, because they realize, like, oh, if I actually took the time to figure myself out, maybe my life could be different. Because people don't want to change. People don't want to change. People don't like change. People don't like change. We're all hardwired not to like change, evolutionary. But at the same time, change, I love change. Me personally, I stepped out of that a while ago. I love change. Give me something different. Give me something new. And with all the love I have, every day is something new. Because I wake up every day, and every day is just like, the potential for a good day. Like, ooh, it is electric. Yeah. Yes. This new energy, this new individual, this new soul and spirit that has found me has brought, can't even have that, I don't even have words, has given me such a renewed outlook on my life. Such a renewed outlook on my life. On joy as a concept. Even if it's temporary. Even if it's temporary. What I am feeling in my bones right now, I don't think it's temporary, y'all. I'm just saying. Let me just say I don't think it's temporary. But you know, everybody's got their own opinion. I'm just letting you know mine. I'm happy. Your girl is I'm on a new level, okay? Oh, and you can tell. You can tell. And you can tell the difference. This has also taught me, because I know I was supposed to talk about authenticity and I went on a separate path, but this has taught me who's really there, who's really there, who's really present in this life, who's really trying to make an impact, who's really bringing joy. Who else is the light bringer in my life? How else is light being brought into my life? That's how I'm thinking and feeling. I feel closer to spirit and the divine than I have ever. There are tingles everywhere. This is going to translate, and this is translating to such a beautiful life. Such a beautiful life, and I know it can be beautiful. And this energy, this timeline that I've stepped on is one of grace and beauty and fun and excitement and, oh, I could cartwheel. I could cartwheel, like, I can cartwheel. I'm so alive. I'm so alive, and I'm so excited, and I'm so happy, because you're gonna see me so often. You're gonna prepare to be sick of me. I'm gonna be on here daily. You're gonna see me all the time, because you know what? Honestly, guys, just know these are in fact channeled messages. And that's also why I had to cut this from being a podcast, and that's why it wasn't gonna work, because I am a routineless individual. I quite literally ebb and flow with where God and spirit takes me. I do. And whenever I do that, whenever I follow in that calm and beautiful path, I am revived completely. And things change and things get better. And this, I tell you guys advice through my stories and through my life. And as a projector, I'm supposed to wait for an invitation before giving advice. So if you found me and I call to you, or you like it here and you like the energy and you like the vibes and you want to be here for a while and you like what it is I'm sharing, that is not an accident. That is not a coincidence. I personally don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe in coincidences at all. I think it's all very, very, very planned. Down to the smallest, you stubbing your toe in the morning, okay? You have no idea how connected everything is. And soon you will. Soon the message will be so clear, okay? Soon you will. But just know this isn't an accident, and something in your spirit needed to hear what it is I'm saying today. And you can take that how it resonates, or you cannot take it at all. But when these messages flow through me, I have to speak it out. And that doesn't happen every day. That's what I was trying to say. That doesn't happen every day. It's coming in slow. It's coming in slow. It's coming in as often as possible. As often as I feel called to, I think. These are just the downloads I receive that I am like, okay, I need to share. And it always comes on a walking meditation. It always comes after a serene walking meditation where I'm just outside breathing the air. And I'm thinking about my life, and I'm thinking about what I've learned, and I'm like, oh yeah, that needs to be shared. You guys need that. I'm flowing, baby. Oof, yeah. Yeah. So I'm happy you're here. I'm so happy to see you. If you made it to this point in the video, gosh, I do. I do send you so much love. I hope you can feel it through the screen. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I will see you so soon. So soon. Loves, light, and blessings always from your faith. Peace out, Girl Scout. Hey, yeah.